Let's go! Conner Weigman was not good in this spring game. And at the end, I'm going to tell you the harsh truth about Texas A&M starting quarterback. Let's start with actually one of the only good throws Conner Weigman had in this game. Little play action fake right here, and you'll see some pressure coming in. I believe this is the Purdue transfer, so a guy right in his face. This is actually a good throw from Conner Weigman to Cyrus Allen, and this has to be one of the more bizarre things I think I've seen a wide receiver do. Okay. Obviously, this is just a one-read situation here for Conner, so not a whole lot. He doesn't have to worry about getting hit. But I've never seen a wide receiver get hit right in stride and just stop, right? If he runs and actually runs after this catch, he's gaining a few more yards, but he just kind of stops right here. I don't know if he's protecting himself from his legs getting whipped up or whatever. All right, so a big thing this year is, can Texas A&M run the football? They get a little lucky here that the end, I got to look his name up, 11. He was just all over the place here. He does actually a good job setting this edge, but over-penetrates just a bit, and he can't come back into the play. A little bit of holding there, but they're never going to call that. And we get a nice little second level block right there. Was there a little holding there? Never going to call that either. And Ruben Owens gets a really, really nice run. Once again, it's 11. I mean, this guy, it's unbelievable how good his spring game was. This was supposed to be a little split zone right here to the wide receiver out into this flat. LSU did this with Malik Neighbors at will. So 11 blows this up, gets a wide receiver out of there, and now he's in Conner Weigman's face. He don't want to throw it to the tight end right here. And this is actually some really good quarterbacking. Just throw it away, live to fight another down. All right, so I like this play call right here by Colin Klein. If 11 is just tearing you guys up, run something in his direction, right? I understand you leave him unblocked, but just do something quick where your offensive line. And I make this point all the time on Power Hour SEC, okay? Do things where your offensive line does not need to block perfectly, okay? So the success of this play has nothing to do with these guys right here. This is a little bit of an RPO, so if Conner wants to hand this football off, he can. If he wants to throw it, if he likes the numbers over here, he could throw it. When I watch Conner play, it does seem at times that his release can be a little bit labored. It's a little bit elongated. It doesn't look as smooth as you would like to see it. But maybe I'm totally wrong on that. QB coaches, feel free to correct me on this. And this is actually a really poorly thrown football. If we're getting a good throw right here and we're leading him upfield, we're able to cut in here and get some nice yardage. Either way, Six, who weirdly stopped on the ball, I think that's Cyrus Allen. Not the best block here, obviously. So that gets blown up, and it's instead of at least 5-ish yard gain, it's a loss for, it's a gain for like 2. All right, 3rd and 8. And once again, it's Nic Scourton. That's his name, number 11. The Purdue transfer who's actually from Texas. First thing here is this snap is awful. Okay, there's not really a whole lot Conner could do with it. In fact, all things considered, that's a really good job picking it up, spinning it, and getting in your hands ready to throw. Spin move to the inside just destroys this left tackle. And what makes this spin move even better is because Scourton has been beating this offensive tackle so bad, this forces his tackle to overextend. And when you overextend, that makes a move to the inside that much better. Because if you don't overextend and you move to the inside, Weigman could just bypass that here to the left side. But watch how far this left tackle has to trust Scourton's speed. And one way you can help your left tackle out, obviously, is having your running back get a little bit of a chip right here, or have your tight end at the snap actually punch or block Scourton right here, or just come up with a different snap cadence, because you could see 11 got a really, really, really good jump off the football here. So you could see left tackle, look at how far he is extended into this pass set, and bang, all right? So because he's so far out, this makes this rush that much better, where if he was more to the inside, he could feel it out and go to the outside here. That's a good spin move, as good as it gets. Dwight Freeney level stuff, and you just kind of have to throw this away. So I'm not going to show it to you just for time, but on Conner Weigman's second drive, Nic Scourton again made a tackle for loss. And with the transfer portal, there's no offseason. And on here, there's also no offseason. I didn't do that smoothly at all. NoOffseason.com. I do a football card show on that network every Tuesday, so go check it out, okay? This is some really good quarterbacking here. It's 2nd and 11, and you want to just get something going offensively. Your pass protection has not been good, but this time you actually do get decent protection. You have a good enough pocket, and you decide to hit just a check down and move the chains, and guess what? The walk-on drops it. So now it sets up this 3rd and McKinney, and once again, the protection falls apart. This is a twist stunt right here. The center's job here is to pick up 90. This tackle needs to come down and help out on this stunt right here, and he does, but the center's not quick enough to get the twister here, and right here, Weigman has no shot. This would be a holding call right here. Pretty bad hold. There's really not a whole lot Conner Weigman could do. But let's actually focus on the throw itself. This actually ends up being a pretty accurately thrown football. Once again, it's a walk-on who just dropped it. He's just smothered. But the ball location right there was actually pretty good. All right, so now we get to the next drive here. Conner Weigman. Will he be a top 3 SEC quarterback? Please comment down below. I would love your thoughts on it. This is really good stuff from Conner. We can get into a debate about, is this an RPO? Is it not an RPO? Should the receiver have been able to make a better play on this? Should this ball have even been thrown? Once again, take a look at the ball location. So Conner decides to pull it. Should he have pulled this if this was an RPO? It's tough to really call and really see what his key is. If this safety is going into the box, I would like to think you want to throw the football here. The camera angle kind of sucks, so it kind of cuts off the actual route here. But I need my single-digit guy to make this catch, right? It seems like Allen, who's been timid in this game, is just not physical enough to rip through here and make this play. Give 20 a lot of credit for coming down hard and getting physical right there. So we've already done a prospect video on Conner Weigman for the 2025 NFL Draft. That video is floating in the top right corner of your screen, or it's also linked down below. And we actually broke down this play at a similar portion on the field. This is mesh, and mesh is a really good man beater. It's not the best zone beater. And what he did versus Miami was he was actually able to hit the hook route behind the mesh versus Miami. So it was interesting to see Colin Klein run multiple plays in the spring game that A&M actually ran quite a bit last year with Bobby P. A double China 7 concept he ran with the other quarterback, Marcel Reed, for a touchdown. So let's actually break this play down. First thing here is the protection's actually really good, and this is on Conner not feeling out this pocket. This is a really, really, really deep drop, and if things are parted like the Red Sea right here, we want you to climb and help your protection out right here, okay? So sitting this far back into this pocket is not the absolute best pocket mechanics I've ever seen, and overall, Conner's pocket movement and the little bit of actual game action we've seen from him has actually been pretty good, if you ask me. Mesh is such a weird play to run versus zone. Okay, you could see that he wanted 4 right here. This is a transfer, Micah Tees, who barely did anything last year, and he doesn't throw it. And then eventually he does get over here to Allen, and 53 falls down before he can actually get him. This would have been a sack, or, as you can see, 53 does a good job just stopping and not hurting him at all. This would have been a hit in actual game. If we're stepped up here, you can tuck and run to see if you can get to 6 yards, or you'd be in a cleaner spot to throw this football here to Allen. So overall, the processing here wasn't the best. It should have gone boom, boom, just a little bit quicker. Still, good job getting the football here to Allen. Now, you're a single-digit playmaker. I need you to cleanly make this guy miss and pick up this first down. This is more than enough room to make this guy miss. And you see he does make a miss, but he kind of just falls down on his own volition, and you got to punt the football here on 4th and 2. All right, here we go. We get to an actual good pass set here on 1st and 10. 1st and 10 is a throwing down, so I freaking love it. First off, Scourton, who had been dominating in this game, you're able to protect him, but you're also able to protect everyone else. Now, he decides to go to the go route here versus a corner who is way off of him, right? Obviously, not the absolute cleanest matchup, but you would like one of your single-digit guys to be able to just run right by him. I can make a case that on a go route, a guy that's just sitting flat-footed 6 or 7 yards off the football right here is where you actually want him to be. But he does open his hips, and he is running with them. So it's a tough throw. It is. Some QB coaches would say, hey, we want to work this just to get something going. But if you could take a shot, take it. So Conner takes it, stares it down. This allows the safety to get over the top of this. But I want you to see this is a tight spiral. This corner just smothers Tees. Look at where that ball location was. Right there. So, if the receiver is just a little bit better, maybe you have a little bit more separation. Give 19 credit for some good coverage, but ball location was pretty good. One thing I would say, though, if it is, this isn't really on Conner. They're obviously trying to communicate, this exotic look right here. If a guy, first off, is getting such a good jump, you've got to get with your OC and change up the snap cadence. Part of why Scourton had such a good day is he timed these snaps so well. So it's not just on the left tackle. Also, you got to give him help, right? Because this just isn't even a look. You're not helping your left tackle out at all. The next thing is if you as a quarterback know that your left tackle is getting absolutely demolished, we need you to be able to feel this out, and we need you to help him out and not drift so far back into this pocket. All right? And I don't know what these route concepts are. This is Jimbo-esque right here. Like this, the spacing right here is just abso-freaking-lutely brutal. This is just a mess. In every way imaginable, that was a mess. So as you can see, Weigman's third drive right here, it starts off with a negative play. This copy kind of cut it off here. But as these final few reps go, I'll give you my thoughts on this spring game performance. You're taking a look at the stats, 40-ish yards, obviously not good. But then again, Texas A&M did this thing. I hate it when they do this in spring games, when you're sitting a bunch of guys out anyway. They did this team draft where the captain, two different A&M captains both drafted teams, and the one team's always lopsided towards the other. So, Conner Weigman didn't have Ja'Day Walker to throw to. He didn't have Noah Rogers to throw to, will probably be one of A&M's best weapons. And then, of course, Evan Stewart's not there anymore. He's at Oregon. So, in this play right here, once again, Weigman drifting backwards into a pocket. It's still a drop right there by the time you got to catch it. By the way, you can't really tell. It's pouring rain, or it got wet at this portion of the game. But this was not a good showing by Conner Weigman. Then again, this is not going to be a starting offensive line either, right? You would hope that the protection's going to get better. You would hope Colin Klein was, leaving a bunch of his really juicy play calls out of this, because there really wasn't a whole lot of creativity in the setting. But then again, if Nic Scourton is beating you off the snap every single time, there's not really a whole lot you can do. I will say this, and I will stand strong on this opinion, even though the more I watch him, the more concern I get. Obviously you had the health concern here with Conner Weigman. I do think he is big time, right? I know the sample is small, but his PFF grades last year were really good. I like what I saw, dating back to the LSU win. Even in his first start versus Ole Miss, he did some really good stuff all the way up until now. Once again, health is there. Feel for game, it could get a little bit better, but I like what I see. He's got some mobility. He's got some good things to his game. And floating in your face right now is our NFL breakdown of where I would take him in the NFL draft. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll talk to you soon. It is Power Hour SEC Bell. And tonight, we're doing brisket. Let's go.